Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy A1. Dropping you a little bit more game. Here to address this pretty serious issue that's affecting our people. When I mean our people, I mean Raza, Latino community, and to be honest, the whole community of minorities. I'm gonna address the gang issue. Just give you a brief history. Some of you guys that know me back home in Fresno, Cali, know exactly who I am, what I'm about, or what I was about, and what I'm about now. I started gang banging when I was a kid. Fresno back when I was a kid in the mid '80s and up to the early '90s and so on and so forth. Was banging the Norteño gang, and so I grew up Norteño, knew that Norteño clique, and then things happened. Not gonna get into the history of everything that happened in prison, but those of you guys that are knowledgeable know what's up. Fresno changed, and we turned to the Bulldogs. Well, the issue that I'm here to bring up is this, man. You know, God has blessed me, and I'm not a super religious guy, though I do believe in God, and He guides me every single day. But again, I'm not a super religious guy. I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination. But the issue that I'm gonna address today is this gang stuff, man. You know, it took a lot for me to understand the harm that I was doing to myself, to my family, to society as a whole. And the same thing could be said for all of us, whether you're a sureño, whether you're a norteño, whether you're a bulldog. If any of you guys somewhere else in another part of the country watching this, Latin Kings, Saint Disciples, whatever the case may be, whatever set you're banging, Mara, whatever. We're all Latinos, man. We're all brothers and sisters in this. And we need to take a look at ourselves and change what it is that we're doing. This whole gang banging stuff hasn't gotten us anywhere. It's gotten us in prison. It's gotten us laid in coffins. It's gotten us to the point that we hate one another, to the point that we kill each other without no remorse whatsoever. There's so many good people, smart, educated people that are locked up right now. For what? Because they were banging a set, because they were trying to be down, or they were down, and that's why they ended up where they were, or where they are. How many more lives are we going to have to lose, either to coffins or to the prison system, man, or to drugs? A lot of us are so busy and so caught up in this whole gangbanging lifestyle and this whole trap game lifestyle that all we think about is either banging or slanging, and that's it. Getting this money or whatever. And I'm all for people getting paid, man. I mean, I work hard every single day. I done elevated myself, and hey, I'm an iron worker now. I build America instead of destroy it. And a lot could be said for people that have stood up for themselves and made that change to get out, just like I did. A lot of you guys, just because I got out, are going to call me a dropout, are going to call me leva, are going to call me all the things that people that are active call people who drop out. But I'm going to say this. I think I'm more of a man now after the change that I made than I ever was when I was out there in the streets gang banging, and I thought I was the hardest person on the goddamn block. Seriously. And all in all, that didn't get me nothing. It didn't get me nothing but a prison sentence. And it took me to look at myself, to analyze what I was doing to get out. And I'm going to say this. People that know me know I didn't rat on nobody. I didn't take anybody down with me. I made my choice as a man and decided to get out. And it's the same choice that you guys could make. Now, not everybody's in the same spot, not everybody in the same position. I understand that. I understand how the Northerners, and I could get even killed for what I'm saying right now. I ran by Nuestra and they got somebody to answer to. I know that Southerners, are ran by Ant-Man. They got somebody to answer to. But you know what, guys? All in all, we can stand up against all that. We are a great people. Our people came up with the mathematics that engineers are using now, that NASA is using now to calculate the stars and the moon and all that kind of stuff. The sun, the solar system, the galaxies. Think about that. You know, our people designed the pyramids. We built that. Our minds did that. Our muscles did that. And we have that in us. We've been led to believe that we ain't anything without these streets. You know, and I got a lot of love and a lot of respect for all the people that are still out there doing their thing. But what I'm saying is this: we could direct all that negative energy to something positive, to help uplift our people. Though I know that a lot of bloodshed has happened throughout the years. I know that people are dead. I know that brothers, sisters, fathers, uncles, mothers, daughters have all died because of this. And so there's a lot of hate and a lot of animosity that we would have to overcome. But let's think about the ramifications if we were able to do that. What would be the outcome? And let's think of the ramifications if we don't. We're going to end up in the same spot or even worse. People, listen to me. There is an enemy a lot bigger and a lot stronger than the next gang down the street or in the other city or in another part of the state. You know, there are powers that are manipulating your everyday life and affecting your everyday life without you even knowing it. There's policies that have been passed through history, economic policies, social policies that have been passed to get us to the state that we're in now. And all we're doing is perpetuating that. All we're doing is allowing their plans to take effect and to keep us in the mind state where we're not successful. Ladies, I'm going to address you guys real quick. You know, I know that a lot of you guys grew up in the same environment that a lot of these guys grew up in. You know, I know because I was there. I did it all. I was out there banging, slanging, getting money, messing with these girls, the whole nine, you know. So ladies, I know how it is. And a lot of you guys are messing with these guys that ain't about nothing because he's cute. You're hiding his dough for him. You're stashing his stuff. You're holding his guns. You're actually out there on the trapping. You're doing all the things that the life being real gives us. But what's that doing? A lot of you guys have kids and ain't holding down your kids, man. You know, you'll rather sit your kids in front of that TV to get programmed all day so you could get high, so you could be messing around with these dudes, so you could be talking to your girl about some stuff that doesn't even matter, instead of being a mother and raising your child. Same with the guys. You'd rather be on the block with your homeboys, you know, smoking, getting high, getting money, the whole nine, instead of being a father. Ending up in prison. And then a lot of us think about it when we're in there. Some of us are lucky to get out, and then we do the same thing. Some of us are lucky to get out, and we change our lives. Listen, people, we have to make a change. Again, there are interests that want to see us fail. There are people in this world who are manipulating everything you do, everything you say, everything you think, whether you want to believe it or not, through that little box that we sit in front of all day, getting programmed. That's why it's called programming. They tell you what you want. They even make you believe that you need these things in order to survive, in order to be that man, that woman. People, this gangbanging has gotten us nothing, man. It's time for us to unite. Think about what we could do together. Think about the changes that we could make. You know, a lot of that has to do with us thinking and realizing what we are as a species. You know, I'm going to come at you guys with a couple of deep little thoughts, and I hope, you know, you guys take the time to finish this little video. But not to get religious or anything, but let's think about it. If we are made in the image of the Creator, that is a deep, deep idea. That we are created in the image of the Creator. Think about how magnificent the human mind is. Think about how magnificent the human body is. And the things that mankind are able to achieve using those tools. Their mind, their body. We have that in us. You know, another thing that humanity doesn't realize is that we are energy. We are what brings this whole manifestation of what we think is reality into reality. We are a magnificent, magnificent species that is capable of so many more things than what we're doing now. All this gang banging, all this trapping, all this stuff, man, it's not getting us anywhere. And I know that a lot of us are put in financial situations where we feel so desperate that we have to go out there and we have to hustle and we have to do that in order to make some money to buy food. And I know that, man. What I'm saying to you is try to get out. Do whatever you're doing to get yourself out of this cycle. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to end up in the pen. You're going to end up dead. And what's going to happen? You're going to end up on somebody's t-shirt with a rest in peace underneath it. And that's what your life meant. That's the legacy you're going to leave. Some of you leave kids behind. A wife, a mother. You know, people, it's time. It's time for us to make a change. You know, there's a saying by Emiliano Zapata. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a revolutionary. Look him up. It said, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And that's what we have to do. We have to die on our feet. Live for what we believe in. Which should be us. Which should be the betterment of our families. Society as a whole. Whether you're brown, black, white, Asian, whatever. People, I cannot stress the fact of how dire the situation is. How many of us more funerals we got to go to? You know? How many more letters do we have to write to the loved ones that are locked up? And what are they doing in there? A lot of them are getting educated and they're realizing the mistakes that they made, but they're so caught up in the game that the game can't let them go. You know? Again, I locked it up. And I was in a situation where I was in the pen with dropouts. And a lot of them were older dudes that have been down for years, man. And you sit there and you talk to them cats, and you guys can say whatever you want to say. I know what your street dudes are going to say, but listen to the game. It isn't worth anything. That's exactly what they said. All the years that they put in work, all the years, all the stabbings and whatever it is that they had to do to get to the position that they were in their certain gang. When it was all said and done, they regretted every minute of it. It's not getting us anywhere, man. And unfortunately, them guys ain't never going to come home. Never. They there till they die. Think about that. Think about that. People, we got to stop, man. You know, I could get a lot more into this, but it'll go on forever. If you guys got anything to say, you guys drop a little comment. You guys know what it is. Your boy A1, myurbanmilitia.com. We out here representing, trying to get together, trying to bring unity within us. I want to give a shout out. This is something that I want to say, but it has a message to it. To them boys, there's Latin. I got to give it up to them guys. Gold toes in them. You know, I just wish that the whole gang culture that exists within that whole movement was to change. and that, you know, Sureño rappers and whatever else. I see how they connected with guys up in Nebraska and Chicago and New York. Man, that's beautiful, man. Our gente is getting together. But let's try to end this gang stuff. You know, let's get together and make a movement. Be positive. Make good music. Write books, poetry. Be a mathematician. Be great. Not a gangbanger. Again, it's your boy A1, MyUrbanMilitia.com. Holla at your boy.